Hey there, HackerFrogs. It's me, the Shy Hat, and we are going to be doing some fun stuff on today's stream. Well, it's going to be a bit of a short stream today, but that's all right. We're going to carry on. I've got some social engagements to catch up with this evening, so I'm going to be cutting the stream a little bit short. It's going to be about an hour shorter than usual, but it's going to be a fun time nonetheless. All right, so what are we going to be doing today? So the first thing we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing some hash cracking over at tryhackme.com. So if you don't have an account over at tryhackme.com, it's a great little place to learn all about different cybersecurity topics. And today we're going to be going to the crack the hash challenge one, crack the hash. So we're going to be talking about what hashes are, how we can identify hashes, and how to crack these hashes. So that's going to be the first part of the stream. I think it's going to take about 30 or 40 minutes, and then we're going to move on to the next portion of the stream. And the next portion of the stream is going to be going over some of the levels over at the Venus Labs over at hackmyvm.eu. So this is a series of Linux challenges. So it's going to challenge our notions of security and some Linux tricks in order to find out the passwords for the next levels. So we're almost done. We're on level 44 and the last level is level 50. So let's see if we can get it completely done today. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to be doing a boot to root CTF box, and so these are challenges where you have to download a VM to your network and then deploy the VM to your network, and then hack against it until you become the highest level root user, which is the root user. So we've got some music that we're going to try out today, and this is from another one of my favorite games. I've got so many favorite games, but it's another great game in the sci-fi genre called Independence War 2 Edge of Chaos. It's got a very, very good soundtrack, and it's got some very moody and ambient music that's great for hacking and programming. And I hope you like it, and I hope I don't get in trouble with YouTube for playing it. But we'll find out afterwards. Anyways, enjoy the music. Okay, so that music is pretty soft, but it's supposed to be soft at first. That's fine. All right, so so the challenge we're going to be doing today over at hackmyvm.eu is going to be this machine over here. It's called Superhuman. So this is from a creator I haven't looked at before. This is Cromifi. I'm not sure if I've done boxes by them before. I've It seems like I've gotten kind of used to the style of CTF box that different creators create. So let's see what how this creator does with their box. We're going to be taking a look at that about an hour in, and then we're going to be finishing off the stream by hacking against that challenge until we finish it or until the time runs out, one or the other. Anyways, I'm budgeting about 120 minutes to solve that challenge. But first, let's move on to our first. Let's move on to our first. We'll move on to our primary content for today. Anyways, it's going to be over at tryhackme.com. We're doing the Crack the Hash challenge. And, well, we're not only going to be doing the Crack the Hash challenge, I'm going to be giving you a little tutorial on how to crack hashes for network pen testing. So, for network pen testing for CTF challenges anyways. If you're interested in taking a look at this challenge, you can find it over at this link over here. And the first thing we need to do when we start this challenge is we need to start up our attack box, because we're going to be using the attack box to understand a little bit more about these hashes. I've got a little script that is going to create a bunch of hashes as well. So let's go ahead and do that. So click on the start attack box button over here, and then your web browser window is going to split into two over here. It's going to take about 2 minutes to initialize over here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to talk a little bit about hashes first. So what are these hashes? So when you work inside of with computers and with security in particular, you're going to run into hashes. So hashes usually take the form of hexadecimal values over here, like these hex. So this is a hex string. It's not obvious that this is a hash, but a lot of hashing functions output hexadecimal numbers that look like this. So if we were to copy this and we were to ask our good friend ChatGPT a question like, "Oh, our session is expired." Okay, let's log in again. That means I'm going to have to get my password. Just a second. Got to put in my email address and then put in my password. Okay, so if we were to ask ChatGPT a question like, this string, is it just a hexadecimal string, or is it a hashed password? Okay, and then let me grab the hash one more time. Where was that hash? TryHackMe.com. Okay. So let's grab this, and then let's ask the question. That is not the hash. Copy. Okay. Is ChatGPT down right now? Let's try reloading. Okay, looks like a hashed password. Its length, 32 characters, and the character set, hexadecimal, are consistent with MD5 hashes, which are commonly used for hashing passwords. So to verify this, you could check it against common plain text to hash mapping using an online tool or hash cracking software like Hashcat or John the Ripper. Okay, so now that we know that this might be a password hash, and we're talking about the MD5 hashing method in particular. So there are a lot of different hashing methods, and the reason why we use hashing methods is that we are able to transform any number of bytes or any string into some sort of preset. Well, okay, it really depends on the hashing method, but the best hashing methods create a string that is the same length each time, and it usually has a character set like hexadecimal over here. So if we were to copy this, and then we were to go to a website like crackstation.net. So crackstation.net is a very famous website that tries to crack hashes. So if we were to insert this hash over here, we're going to click on the I'm not a robot button, and then we're to crack the hash. Then we would get this hash is associated with this result over here, which is easy, using MD5. So how do we arrive at this answer? How does the word easy become this long string over here? So I think there is. Let me ask Chat. So I haven't used this in quite a while. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. How do we hash a string into with MD5 in Linux? I'm not too sure what the exact command is. MD5 sum. Okay, great. So we echo something, and then we do MD5 sum, and it'll give us the MD5 equivalent of it. So I do use MD5 sum, but I kind of forgot. So let's go ahead and use it. So we're just going to go over to tryhackme.com. There's the attack box over here, and we're going to click into the terminal, hit enter to dismiss this terminal message here. And we're going to put the attack box in its own browser tab. And we do that by going down to the bottom here, and we're going to click on this button labeled View in Full Screen. Okay, so everybody, we're going to take we're going to take a little break while I change my password over at ChatGPT. Okay, so just a second. This will only take a little bit, but just a second, everybody. Gotta do some security stuff. Please enjoy the music. Actually, you know what? I've got a bird video that you guys can watch while I'm doing this. This is my favorite bird video. Hope you have fun with this. Just a second. Okay, so everybody, I had to go and secure my account because I accidentally revealed my my password on the stream. So this is something that you should not do. But every once in a while, you do your copy and your paste, and that stuff doesn't work out for you. Anyways, let's continue on. All right, so everybody, we've got the attack box desktop over here. What we want to do is we want to go ahead and open up a terminal here. So we're just going to click on the terminal button there, and that's going to open up a terminal for us to use. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out how this MD5 hash over here is associated with the word easy. So what we would do is we would just copy the word easy over here. Actually, we don't need to copy it, but then go back to our terminal, and then we would do echo -n. Top of the morning to you, Cybernerd Dante, and thank you very much for following Koshi Nin. Thank you very much. So we're going to echo out easy, and then we're going to pipe it into MD5 sum, and that's going to give us the MD5 sum equivalent of the word easy. So it's going to do a hash function on this, and then it's going to give us a hash value for the word easy. So the word easy is associated with 48BB6E, so we need to check over here for crack station. This is the same one over here. This should be the same string. Let's copy this, and then let's copy this into the clipboard here. And let's compare this. So this is the same one. This is the same hash value. So that's how we know that this MD5 sum string is associated with this real text, plain text password easy. Well, it's not a password, it's just a string. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to set up some password cracking scenarios. And we're going to do that by going over to my GitHub over here. And I've got a little script that's going to write up a bunch of stuff for us to password crack. So first of all, if anybody wants to take a look at the script, it is over here. And what you want to do is you want to click on this button over here. So once you arrive on the page, go to the button that is beside the word raw, and there's a button labeled copy raw file. So you want to click on that, and then you want to go over to the attack box. And in the attack box clipboard, you want to open up the control bar by going to this button over here on the right-hand side. No, the left-hand side in the middle. Then click on the clipboard, and then the clipboard, whatever's there, delete it, and then paste in everything there. Then close the clipboard, and we're going to create a file with the nano program. So it's going to be nano space, let's see, hashing. What is the name of the file one more time? This is called crackingpractice.sh. Okay, so we'll create a file called cracking_practice.sh. And then once we're in nano, we're going to paste in everything we copied from the GitHub over here. Okay, and then we're going to save the file. So it's going to be Control X and then Y, and then enter. Okay, so from there, we need to make the script executable by using this command, chmod +x space, and then crackingpractice.sh. The last thing we need to do is we need to execute the script. So to execute the script, we do /crackingpractice.sh. So when we run this, it's going to do a bunch of stuff, and it's going to add a bunch of files to our current directory. So these are the files that we're going to be cracking against in our demonstration. So we've got HackerFrog password, HackerFrog shadow, IDRSA, and we've got the zipcrack.zip. So we're going to be learning how to crack these, crack the passwords in these associated files. So the first one we're going to do is let's do the zip file. So everybody, well, most people here are familiar with zip files. They're basically files that that contain other files. So we can use the unzip command to unzip a file. So if we unzip zipcrack.zip and we give this command, it's going to ask us for a password. So it says that there's a zipflag.txt in here, but we need a password. So we don't know what the password is. So we can't get this file. So in order to get the file, we need to crack the password that is associated with this file over here, zipcrack.zip. So how do we do this? So we're going to be using the John the Ripper program in order to do password cracking, and so we can crack the hash that is associated with this zip file over here. The first thing we need to do is we need to extract the hash from it. And we're going to do that with the utility tool called zip2john. So it's the command we're going to do is zip2john, and then we're going to run it on zip_crack.zip, and we're going to redirect that output into a file called zip.hash. So after we do that, we're going to see that the zip.hash file is in here. And if we read the file, it's going to have a bunch of information in here. It's going to have the name of the file, and then the file that is password protected, and then a certain hash value. So the hash value is actually, I do believe it is, I'm not too sure if this, so this is the pkzip hash method. So let's ask ChatGPT What hash method is associated with zip files in Linux? Okay, so password protected zip files in Linux are typically PK-zip encryption or AES encryption, depending on the zip format and the software used. However, there isn't a direct hashing method like MD5 or SHA. Alright, so these PK-zip hashing methods are probably similar to AES encryption. So that is the name of the hashing method that's being used. Fortunately, when we, not over here, over here. Fortunately, when we use a utility like zip2john, and then we feed it into John the Ripper, it already knows what kind of hashing method to crack against. So we're going to demonstrate how to do this. So let's clear. So these are the files in here. We want to crack this file over here called zip.hash. So we're just going to give the John the Ripper command, which is simply John and then space, and then we have to give a word list. So the word list is going to be in both the attack box and in Kali Linux. The rocku.txt file is the word list that we're looking for. So it's in the user share word lists rocku.txt location over here, and this is a common password word list of about 14 million passwords, and a lot of people use this as the dictionary to crack against. So it's going to compare all of the passwords in the rocku.txt file, and it's going to compare them against the hash. If it is able to hash and get the same method as the same value as one of the rocku.txt passwords, then John the Ripper is going to tell us, and we're going to presume that that is the password. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is we need to provide the file, which is zip.hash. So when we run this, John the Ripper is going to try to crack the password by comparing against all of the words inside of this list, rocku.txt. So let's run it. So it was able to find it very quickly, and this file over here, zipcrack.zip, and this file inside, zipflag.txt, has this password over here, Star Wars. So it was able to determine this because it tried using the hashing method against all of these words until it found a match. So we should be able to open up the zip file by using this password here. So let's do that. So unzip, zip_crack.zip. It's going to ask us for the password. We know that the password is Star Wars because we cracked it. Okay? So we extracted zipflag.txt, and we see that the zipflag.txt file is here. We can read it. Cat zip_flag.txt. Okay, so this is a flag format that I decided on for frogs because we're the HackerFrogs. Anyways, let's move on to the next cracking challenge. So the next cracking challenge that we're going to do is we're going to try to crack a Linux user's password. So if we're able to get access to these two files right here, the password file and the shadow file, then we could potentially crack the password for one of these for the users on Linux. So let me demonstrate. So these files are usually in the etc directory, and the password file does not contain passwords, but it does contain a list of users on the Linux system. So for example, root and then all of the different programs on the system usually have their own accounts, and any normal users also have accounts over here. So we see that there is a HackerFrog user on the system as well. So we want to hack their hash. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the shadow file as well, because the actual password hashes for the Linux users is in the shadow file. So we're going to take a look at the etc shadow file. Okay, So we see here that so the root user has a password hash, and this is the root user's password hash here. And we see that the HackerFrog user also has a password hash, and their password hash is this one right here. It's a really long one. So if we have if we have all of this information, we can combine the information from the password file and the shadow file, and then we can crack the password hash for the Linux user. So we see here, we've got the password file, and we have the shadow file. And on the attack box and on Kali Linux, there's a special file that is going to combine the information from both of these files, and that's the file we need to provide for John the Ripper to crack the hash in that particular file. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this command. It's going to be unshadow space and then hackerfrog.password and then hackerfrog.shadow. And we're going to redirect all of that command output into a file called hackerfrog.hash. Okay? All right. So after that, we should have a file in here called hackerfrog.hash. So it's over here. Let's read it. So we see here that the information from the password file and the shadow file has been combined in here. And now that we have this file, we can crack the password using John the Ripper. So we're just going to run John the Ripper with the word list. The word list is going to be user share word lists rocku.txt. Like we said before, rocku.txt is the very famous password word list with about 14 million passwords. So we're going to be comparing all of those passwords against the hash for hackerfrog.hash. Okay, so when we run the program, I think it's gonna take a little while. And we've got ads running on Twitch right now. So we're gonna take a little break and let's do some more birds. Here we go. We've got our lovely birds. Just a second, over here. And I'm just going to have a little sip of water while the ads run on Twitch. It's going to be another minute or so please enjoy the birds. So, to anybody who doesn't know, I've got a bird feeder, and I take footage of the birds every day. They come around to the feeder, they goof around, they act cute, and they eat all the peanuts and seeds I put in the feeder. These are Stellar Jays. They're one of my favorite birds. They're probably my favorite bird because they come around every day and they eat all the they ate all the peanuts here. Anyways, let's put the birds away because their break is over. And let's take a look at what happened. So we used the John the Ripper program with the word list rocku.txt, and we compared it against the hash that was contained in the hackerfrog.hash file that we created. And it was able to find a password. So the password is Hollywood for the user HackerFrog. So let's try that out. So first of all, we're going to switch users over to the HackerFrog user. And then we're going to find out what sudo permissions the HackerFrog user has on the system. So we run sudo-l, and then it's going to ask us for the password for HackerFrog. So we know that the password is HackerFrog because we cracked the HackerFrog user's hash. So we're just going to type in Hollywood, and then we get a response. Sorry, user HackerFrog may not run sudo on this machine over here. Okay, so we're the HackerFrog user right now, so we need to switch back over to the root user. But we managed to prove that that we have the password for the HackerFrog user because we cracked it. So let me clear, and then we're going to switch users back to the root user. It's going to ask us for the password. So if you are unfamiliar with how to get the password for the root user on these TryHackMe systems, it's actually going to be in the URL over here. So in the URL over here, it tells you the IP address. It also tells you the password for the root user. So just go over to the password parameter here and copy it all. So don't copy the and over. Oh, okay. I navigated off the page by mistake. Okay, it's going to ask us for the password. So the password, let me copy that one more time. So it's all of this up until the ampersand sign. The ampersand sign is not part of the password. So we're going to copy it. Then we're going to go over to our control bar and paste in the password. And then we're going to paste in the password, hit enter, and now we're the root user again. Awesome. Okay. Okay, so the last password that we're going to crack today is we're going to crack an SSH key. So SSH keys are files that you can use instead of passwords to log into SSH as a certain user. And we just happen to have an SSH key in this folder here. So it's called ID RSA. And if you're unfamiliar with what SSH keys look like, whoops. Let's take a look at ID RSA. So this is what a typical SSH key looks like. So it's going to start with the sequence over here, begin open SSH private key, and then there's just going to be a lot of base64 encoded information over here. So inside of this information is actually a password hash. So what we can do, if there's a password associated with the SSH key, we can get it by... Some flavor asks, what could you do with this SSH key? So this is an SSH private key, and if you were able to crack the hash associated with the SSH private key, then you could log in. You could log into a remote system as that user by providing the SSH key, and you can use the SSH key instead of a password. So that's something you could do with SSH keys. So you'll find that in a lot of CTF CTF box challenges, you'll steal a lot of SSH keys, and you're going to need to crack the passwords associated with those keys. So I'm going to teach you how to do that right now. So what you would do, let's see, we've got some stuff going on Twitch with FemYuki. I don't exactly know what's going on yet. Anyways, so how do we crack this this SSH key? So first of all, you need to prepare the hash that is associated with the SSH key by running a certain utility. So the utility is called SSH2John, and this is the utility you need to use with John the Ripper in order to crack it using the John the Ripper program. So we're just going to run this Python script. So it's going to be Python. FemYuki says, hello FemYuki, how are you doing? Let's give everybody a fun hack the planet, because that is what we do.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Shut up again!
There you go. I hope you can hear that. I'm having some trouble with my setup today. I can't hear the alerts, but I'm hoping everybody on stream can. Okay, so we're gonna run Python with this script right here. Just gonna copy and paste. Was able to hear. Great. Happy New Year. Hey, Happy New Year to you. So we're gonna run Python. I think we're gonna run Python on the ID RSA file, and then we're going to redirect the output into idrsa.hash. Okay, so now that we've done that, we should have a file called idrsa.hash. And this is the file that we need to feed to John the Ripper in order to crack the password. So it's pretty straightforward when you're using John the Ripper. That's why I like using it. So it's just John, and then the word list, -- word list equals something. So it's going to equal user share word lists rocku.txt. Okay, so after that, we're going to supply the name of the file that we want to crack, which is idrsa.hash. So copy paste, and then we're going to hit enter. So okay. So this one might take a little while, but what's happening right now is that John the Ripper is using the word list in rocku.txt, and it's trying to hash all of the words in rocku.txt and compare them against the hash inside of idrsa over here. And if it finds a match, then it'll report it back to us. So while we're waiting for that, we can actually go back to TryHackMe over here. And in TryHackMe, we can do you can already see all the answers here. Let me reset the room so that we don't see the answers here. So we're going to reset the progress. There you go. Let's see, Cave Dweller 64 on Twitch. Thank you very much for the follow. And why don't you have a Nyan Cat, because I love this meme. So what about this? What about this hash right here? So we don't know what the values of these hashes are. We're going to copy this over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go back to CrackStation. And in CrackStation, so CrackStation is a very good place to go, especially if you're dealing with very easy hashes. And I'm going to replace the line over here with the new hash, and I'm going to say I'm not a robot. Oh, it's going to ask us for crosswalks. So are these crosswalks? Okay, click on next. Click on more crosswalks, here you go. Click on fire hydrants. Is that a fire hydrant? I think that might be a fire hydrant. Oh, that's a fire hydrant too. Okay, so crack the hashes. So crackstation.net was able to determine that this hash right here was a SHA-1 hash, which is associated with the plaintext value password123. So this is a very convenient website for determining hashes. I'll just leave it in the chat for anybody who wants to take a look. And actually, I wonder if we can hash using SHA-1 on Linux. So on Linux, can we do hashing with SHA-1? Okay, so you can perform SHA-1 hashing on Linux using several tools available in the terminal. So we can use the SHA-1 sum command. Okay, so let's try that. So we're going to go over to... Okay, so we were able to crack this password. So the password associated with the IDRSA key is Tweetybird. So now that we know that, we can actually quit out of here. So we're going to do Control-C. And, that music seems a bit loud. Turn it down a bit. Okay. Alright, so... SHA-1 sum, right? So we're just going to echo, and what was the word that we found? The word that we found is password123. So we're just going to copy this. Actually, we don't need to copy it. We can just type it in. So it's going to be password123, and then we're going to SHA-1 sum to hash this string. And we're going to find that it is this over here. Let's see if this matches. So crack station. Okay, this is all capitalized, but it doesn't matter if something is capitalized or not because these hexadecimal values are text insensitive. So we're just going to paste this in, and we're going to compare this hash with what we just did. Okay, so this is essentially the same hash, this one and this one, and that's how we're able to determine that the password, that the hash value, the plaintext value, was password 123. Okay, great. All right, so so what did we do today? So we managed to do password cracking for three different programs, not three different programs, for three different types of files. So we did password cracking for the zip file over here, and then we did password cracking for the Linux user with the password and the shadow files, and we did password cracking for the IDRSA key. Let's see. Fem Yuki says this password is a reference to ads time here. The bird videos. Yeah, that might be a deliberate choice, or maybe it wasn't a deliberate choice. But to anybody who doesn't know, I like to put on all sorts of bird videos during our breaks. But thank you for noticing, Fem Yuki. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to if anybody's interested in learning more about hash cracking, you can go ahead and try finishing the room over here at tryhackme.com. The room is called Crack the Hash, and we're just going to wrap up now. If you're interested in learning more about hashes, you can go ahead and try cracking the rest of these hashes. There's a lot of good hints over here if you get stuck, and level 2 is where it becomes a little bit more difficult. But yeah, so this is that was today's session on how to crack hashes using John the Ripper for network pen testing. This is actually something you do on a fairly regular basis, so it's a pretty useful skill to have. But anyways, we're going to close out our attack box over here, and then we're going to move on to the next part of today's stream. Terminate the machine, and then let's move on. So the next portion of the stream is we're going to try to finish the CTF labs over at hackmyvm.eu. So hackmyvm.eu has a bunch of great CTF labs, and they're very reminiscent of the Bandit CTF game, if you've ever played that from overthewire.org. And let's do... So the lab information for the lab we're trying to finish today, which is Venus, can be found over here. But we're going to be starting on level number 44 today. And let me grab my notes. Level number 44. Okay. So level number 44 is the Paula user on this lab. And these are the credentials that you're going to be using. Let me move into the temporary directory, and then I'm going to make some extra tabs. All right, so in this tab, we're going to use SSH to log in as Paula. And if anybody wants to play along at home, this is the SSH command you want to use over here. So I'll just paste that into the chat. There you go. So you don't need to be using a Linux terminal to participate in these challenges. You just need a terminal in general. So you could be using a Linux terminal or a Windows terminal or a Mac OS terminal. But you just need to have access to the SSH program. So we run SSH, and then we have to enter the password. Let me copy that password. So the easiest way to do it is to just right-click and then select Paste, and then hit Enter. But the other way to do it is to do Control and Shift and V to paste in the password, like this. So when we're dealing with Linux, and when you log into the server, you're dealing with Linux, you need to do Control and Shift and V instead of just Control V. but let me clear this. And everybody, if I start talking about YouTube and click and like and subscribe, then I need to make videos for my YouTube channel. So I'm going to be talking about my YouTube intros and outros. Please don't be alarmed if I say something like "see you next time," because we're not ending the stream early. I'm just need to say that stuff for my YouTube videos. Okay. All right. So let's get started. This is a guided walkthrough for the Paula level, otherwise known as level number 44 from the Venus CTF labs on hackmyvm.eu. So the first thing we need to do when we start one of these levels is we need to read the mission.txt file. So we're just going to use that, we use the cat command to read the file. And it's going to say here that the user Carla trusts me. She is part of my group of friends. Okay, so I think we did this level already. I'm pretty sure we did this level already. Sorry, it looks like I just need to record the way we solve this. Actually, I'll solve this level quickly, and then we can move on to the next level. So when we're talking about a group of friends, we're talking about Linux groups. So if we take a look at what groups on the system that Paula is part of, we can actually determine that with the ID command. Okay, let's... Okay, so Paula is part of these groups. So we determine that with the ID command. They're part of the Paula group, and they're part of the hidden group over here. Let's see. Femyuki says, you remembered that Carla trusts you. Yeah, I remembered. Thank you. So, we're part of the hidden group over here, and we can actually find out what files are associated with the hidden group by giving this command over here. So, find /-group hidden, and then we send all of the error messages to the dev null device, which is the garbage can, essentially. So we find out that this is the file that is part of this hidden group. This is the Carl file, which is kind of funny. So we can just read that file. And this is the password for the next level. Okay, so for everybody keeping track at home, these are the credentials we're going to use for the next level. So let's get out of here, and let me finish my my summary over at GitHub, because I forgot to do this one. Oh no, I did not forget to do this one. I'm lost today. Okay, I'm cooked. Okay. Level 45, Carla. Let's log into that level. All right. So the level is called Carla. It's Friday. I'm fine. Yeah, I guess I'm just having a case of the Fridays. So we're gonna log in as Carla. And then we're going to paste in the password. And then I've got to do my YouTube intro. Alright everybody, this is the Carla level from the Venus CTF from hackmyvm.eu. Alright, so the first thing we need to do to start the level is to read the mission file .txt. We see here that the user Denise has saved her password in the image. So, saved her password in the image. We've got an image over here called uju.jpg, and so the interesting, well, we can't exactly look at this JPEG on the system over here. We could look at the file on our Kali Linux system, and what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little hacky solution to move the file over to our Kali Linux system. So we're going to cat uju.jpg, and then we're going to pipe that into base64. And when we do that, you need to spell everything correctly. We're going to get this output over here. So what we're going to do to do a hacky save of the file is we're just going to, oh, this is a big file. Let me make this a little bit smaller. We can just, this is a really big file. Let me go up to the top. We can highlight everything that was base64 encoded. And then copy it. And then on our Kali Linux box, we're going to create a file called uju.b64. And then we're going to paste in all of the base64 encoding that we got. And we're going to save the file. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to run base64 decode on the uju.jpg file. And we're going to output that into a file called uju.jpg. Okay, so now we've successfully moved the uju.jpg file over to our Kali Linux box, which means that we can run the file command on uju.jpg, and it says it's empty. How can it be empty? Hold on. Huh, it is empty. Base64 decode uju. Oh, no. This has to be uju.b64. And then redirect it into uju.jpg. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so now when we run file on uju.jpg, it says it is JPEG image data. And if we run the xdg open command on uju.jpg, it's going to open the file with the appropriate program. So this is the file. So this is the logo for the Venus CTF over here, and that's not a password. So we're just going to close this. And so if anybody knows what we might use to examine this file to get the answer, please let us know in the chat. But thank you very much for following Bobby Mac on Twitch. Thank you very much. Femyuki says, that's neat. I didn't know you could do that. Are you talking about the base64 copying? Yeah, that's it's actually a very useful technique, especially when you're dealing with smaller files. If you're dealing with really big files, it doesn't work very well. But sometimes you can just base64 encode any binary file, and then you can move it over, especially if it's not very big. But Bobby Mac, let's give you a fun little video redeem. How about some all the things? So drink all the booze and hack all the things.
This one's dedicated to all the hackers.
So if anybody didn't know that, that is from a great little nerdcore rap video, which is basically like a hacker anthem, and it's called All the Things. Let me type that into chat. All the Things by Dual Core. You can look that up on YouTube if you want to check out the entire song. It's a great song. Okay, so what we could do to examine the metadata associated with this file over here is we can use a little command called exiftool. I don't think exiftool is available on the Venus server. Let me take a look. Exiftool. Oh, we can. I spent all that time moving the file over because I thought that exiftool wasn't on the system, but exiftool is on this system. Okay, well, I'll know that for next time. But anyways, what we can do is we can use the exiftool command with the uju.jpg file, and this is going to tell us the metadata associated with this file. So metadata is data about data, and we're talking about picture files now. So it's going to tell us all of the important information about this picture file. So it's going to tell us stuff like when this file was modified, when it was created, what the file permissions are, and it's got a bunch of color information because we're talking about picture files here. But importantly, there's one important piece of information here that we could use as a password. Which information do you think that might be? Bobby Mac says, seems legit, haha, thanks. They also say, funny, I was going to mention trying to use EXIF tool or strings maybe. Yeah, so when you're doing digital forensics, the first couple of things you want to turn to is you want to use the strings command or the EXIF tool command. So we're talking about this value right here. This looks exactly like the length of a password. So we're going to be using this as the password for the next level. Demyuki says, when you copy the data using base64 method, is the metadata preserved? So what encoding something into base64 does is that it turns all of the bytes into base64 representation. And when you turn it back from base64 representation into its original form, then the bytes will be exactly where they were before. So yeah, everything's preserved. And the original use of base64 was to transform binary files into a common character set in order to transmit across networks. So base64 was used primarily to transform binary files into something that can be sent across networks. So this is the password for the next level. If anybody's wondering, let's see, which user is the target user? The target user is Denise. Okay. Here you go. All right, so let's finish up the level over at GitHub. I'm gonna write up a little after action report. So this was target user Denise. Oh, we've got another ad right now. Okay, everybody, we're gonna take a little ad break. We're gonna watch some more birds, and I hope you're not sick and tired of the bird bath. I love the bird bath video. This is probably my favorite video. So I'm just gonna have a little drink. Just a second. Demyuki asks, what camera do you use to capture the birds? So the camera I use is a security camera. So it's basically an outdoor security camera, but instead of doing security with the camera, I'm basically watching birds. So if you go over onto some website like Amazon and you search for security camera, then it's probably going to be one of the mid-range options that you see when all the search results come up. I won't exactly say which brand of security camera I'm using, but because some people could use that against me. But thank you very much for asking, Demyuki. Thank you. Anyways, the ads are over, so I'm gonna take the bird bath away, and we're gonna move on to our what is this? Summary for this level. So the method of solve. Method of solve for this level was use EXIF tool to examine the JPEG file. And the key commands, it's just going to be EXIF tool uju.jpg. Why is this so hard to spell? Anyways, let's commit the changes. Okay, everybody, so this was a guided walkthrough for the Carla level. also known as level number 45, from the Venus CTF labs on hackmyvm.eu. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons on the video and leave a comment under the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out. Alright, so we're not leaving, but I just need to record my YouTube outros along with the when I do these walkthroughs. Okay, we're going to move on to the next level, which is number 46. So we only have a few more levels to go. So let's exit out of here, make this a little bigger, and then we're logging in as the Denise user. Okay. Paste in the password. Let's rock and roll. Thank you very much for following on Twitch, Magic Erudite. Magic Erudite, thank you very much for following. And let's give you a fun video redeem. How about this one? It's from South Park. I hope you can go to hack.
Mr. Hackman, please be excused from class.
Well, Carl,
Yes.
you hear me? You go to
Hack.
You go to
Hack.
You
Have a great day.
All right. Yep. Hope everybody's having a great day. All right. So let's continue. So this is a guided walkthrough for the Denise level from the Venus CTF labs from hackmyvm.eu. The first thing we need to do to finish each one of these levels is to read the objective for the level. So let's cat the mission.txt file. So it says here that the user Zora is screaming do as. So screaming do as, what does that mean? So the first thing we want to do is we want to investigate what's in this folder. So there's nothing super relevant in the folder. And another thing we could do is we could figure out whether or not Denise has some sort of special permissions on the system with this command right here, sudo-l. We need to input the password for Denise. And it says, sorry, user Denise might not run sudo on Venus. Huh. Alright. So the user Zora is screaming do as. So this might be a reference to a certain program called do as on Linux. So let's do a little bit of research. So Linux do as. So do as, what is do as in Linux? So do as, dedicated application sub-executor, is a program to execute commands as another user. The system administrator can configure it to give specified users privileges to execute specified commands. So basically what do as is, it's basically an alternative to the sudo command. So you can run commands as another user. So I might ask something like, let's ask ChatGPT. So where is the do as configuration file in Linux? So it says here, the do as configuration file in Linux is typically located at this location over here, etc. doas.conf. What is do as? It's a lightweight, minimal alternative to sudo. So basically it lets users run commands in the context of other users. So let's check out the this file over here. So it says permit Denise as Zora. So this basically means that Denise can run any commands as Zora by using the do as command. Bobby Mac says, so it's like Linux equivalent as run as for Windows. Yeah, it is very similar to run as for Windows, but do as is it says it's more lightweight. I don't understand why you would use do as opposed to sudo. Maybe you don't want to mess with sudo on a system, so instead you use do as. But anyways, this is how you would run do as on the system. So it's do as, and then we're going to run this command, which is switch user, as the Zora user. So it's basically, this is like running sudo switch user to Zora. So we're going to run the command, and it's going to ask us for Denise's password. We have Denise's password, so we're just going to copy and paste it. And now we are now Zora because we ran the do as command to switch users over to Zora. So who am I? We are Zora. So we can move into Zora's home directory. And we can take a look at this file over here, which is labeled zorapass.txt. So we're just going to read that file. And this is the password for the next level, which is the Zora level. Well, technically we're here already, but we should probably follow the order. Okay, so let's talk about, actually before that, here are the credentials for the next level. So Zora's password is this, and let's do an after action report over at GitHub. This is level number 46. Okay, so who was our target user? So the target user for this level was the Zora user, and the method of solve for this level is use the do as command to access Zora's password. And the key command in this case was do as su Zora. Okay. Alright everybody, so that was a guided walkthrough for the Denise level, otherwise known as level number 46, from the Venus CTF labs on hackmyvm.eu. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons on the video, and leave a comment underneath the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out! Okay, so let's move on. And we're already at the Zora level, but let's log out. So exit and then exit again. And let's become the Zora user. Okay. All right. So this is a guided walkthrough for the Zora level on the Venus CTF labs on hackmyvm.eu. So the first thing we need to do on any one of these levels is to read the mission.txt file. So cat mission.txt, and this is level number 47, and it says the user Belen has left her password in venus.hmv. So venus.hmv, this is a domain, and domains on the system, they can be, if the domain is registered on the system in Linux, they should be in a certain file. If you know what that file is, let us know in the comments or in the chat, and let's see if you know where to find these domains. So for example, if you wanted to write a custom domain to your Linux system, which file would you edit? Do you remember which one? So in this case, it would be the etc host file. So the etc host file is going to have custom domains for your particular system. Cybernerd Dante says etc host. You are correct, Cybernerd Dante. It is etc host. So on this system, this is the IP address associated with venus.hmv. So it doesn't actually say venus.hmv, it just says Venus. But what we can do is we can try to get this web page by using the curl command. So we're just going to do curl venus.hmv, and when we do this, it's going to resolve to this IP address, and let's see what happens. Okay, so we make our what we're doing in this case is we're basically communicating with another server on the network. This isn't the local host. This is this internal IP address right here. When we contact it from this machine right over here, which is what is our IP address? So our IP address on the system is this one right here. So this is an internal IP address, and we're actually contacting another. Are we? We're not. Well, no, we are. Wait, are these the same? This is the same IP address. This is localhost. But for some reason, we're getting fancy with it, and we're associating our IP address in the localhost file. Interesting. I thought for some reason we were contacting another machine on the network. Anyways, this is the password for the next level. So, which user is this? This is the Bellin user. Okay. So the Bellin user, this is the password. Okay, we didn't get as... I think I might put a pin in it here for these labs, because we have a CTF box to do next. But so before we do that, let me just do my my outro for YouTube for this guided walkthrough. Just a second. All right, so we're gonna go over to Venus. This is level number 47. Okay, so after action report, the target user in this case was the Bellin user. The method of solve was to send a curl request to the domain venus.hmv, and the key command was curl very verbose to venus.hmv. Awesome. Okay. Alright everybody, so this was a guided walkthrough for the Zora level, otherwise known as level number 47 from the Venus CTF labs on hackmyvm.eu. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons underneath the video and leave a comment underneath the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out! All right, everybody. So we're just going to put we're going to put a pin in the CTF labs, and we're going to try to finish off the CTF labs in the next session. Next session is going to be on Monday, but we're going to do one more activity before we close out today's stream. So I've got a pretty hard limit of 6 o'clock, which is in roughly a couple hours over in my time zone. But we're going to try to finish a CTF box in the meantime. So the CTF box we're doing is over here. It's called Superhuman, and it's a box from hackmyvm.eu. If you don't know about hackmyvm.eu, we've been working on hackmyvm.eu this entire time. And let me get the link. So hackmyvm.eu is a platform where you can download virtual machines and hack against them. You just need to deploy the virtual machines to your own VM network along with an attacker machine, something like Kali Linux or another security-oriented distribution of Linux. In this case, we're doing the Superhuman machine, and it can be you can find it over at this link right here. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a boot to root, which means that we're gonna boot up the computer and we're going to keep on hacking until we become the root user. So let's start. So the first thing we need to do is we need to locate the machine on our network, and I like to use an nmap command to locate machines on the network. You just need to do nmap and then -sn for ping sweeping. Ping sweeping is basically trying to find out which machines on the network are up and online. And we have to supply a network range along with that. And this is the network range over here. Caesar3 on YouTube says, I did the DC ones. They were nice and easy. Oh, okay. DC. I let me look that up really quick. So DC. Oh, these were Windows ones, right? Yeah. These are all Windows machines. I think I've only done DC1 because I'm not very good at hacking Windows. But I might be doing a little series on how to do easy Windows boxes. But thank you very much for the input, Caesar3. And do you like hacking Windows more than Linux, or do you like hacking Linux and Windows equally? Active Directory, right, of course. Yeah. So DC stands for Domain Controller, which is a pretty dead giveaway that these are Windows challenges. Okay, so we found that IP address 99 is up, so this is the machine we're going to be hacking against. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to run nmap again against this. We're going to scan against this IP address. We're going to give it 4 threads, so it's fast but not too fast. Very verbose output. And we're going to give common scripts and versioning information for everything we find. So this is my go-to nmap command. If you've got a different workflow for nmap, please let me know in the chat, because it's interesting to see what everybody's workflow is like as far as doing CTF challenges like this. So Caesar3 says that I have fun doing Windows boxes more than Linux. Okay. I can understand that because most real-world computers out there are most likely to be Windows and not Linux, so that's understandable. And it's actually more fun to do hacking techniques you can use on your own machine, as opposed to Linux machines, which are the minority out there. But let me change the music, because let's go back to our good old FTP playlist. I love Faster Than Light. It's a great game and has really good music. Here you go. Okay, so what does this box have? So the box has 2 open ports. So 2 open ports. The first open port is port 22, which is associated with SSH, which is remote login. It's running the OpenSSH software with this version 7.9 Debian. So this tells us that the Linux distribution associated with this machine is Debian. So it's a pretty major distribution. And the other port that is open is port 80. And port 80 is the HTTP service. And that's basically unsecured web pages. It's running Apache software, version 2.4.38. So that's relatively up to date. So we don't have to investigate using software exploits against this Apache software to get our way today. So it says site doesn't have a title. So that implies that there's no real website here. But if we do a little bit of metagaming, port 80 is the service that we have to exploit, and through exploiting port 80, which is a web page, we're going to find some sort of web page exploit that is going to give us credentials for the SSH service on port 22. So that's my prediction. Anyways, so port 80 is open. So what we can do is we can run a few different programs to enumerate port 80. So the first one I like to do is I like to do Nikto. And Nikto is a great little program. And what it is, it's a web application enumeration vulnerability scanner. So this is going to scan for common vulnerabilities on the web server. It's a pretty old program, so there are some people that don't like using it because it's old. But where Nikto shines is when you're scanning against servers that are using old software, and it really picks up some good vulnerabilities if that's the case. So Nikto, I don't think it's finding anything very good. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go to another tab, and we're going to run the dirb command. So dirb is a very old program as well, but what dirb is a web application fuzzer, endpoint fuzzer. So it's basically going to tell us what directories and files are available on the system. It's going to check using a kind of outdated word list, but for older applications, it's actually very good. So I was only able to find index.html and server status. So that means we're going to have to scan using another tool, and our next tool is going to be the GoBuster tool. So GoBuster is a modern web application brute, let's see, what do we call it? Directory busting program. And when we use GoBuster, we usually have to specify which file extensions we want to scan for. So since we're dealing with a Linux web server, we probably want to use the following file extensions over here. So we're going to look for stuff like PHP, HTML, zip files. We'll look for TXT files. I'm not too sure what other files we might want to check for right now, but this is a pretty good start. So let's go ahead and scan the web server for these files and directories. Looks like the scan might take a little while, so let's go ahead and go over to our web browser and enumerate manually. So we're just going to go over to HTTP 10.02.99 index.html. There's nothing here. Okay, it's a blank screen. Let's take a look at the source code. Okay, so it says source equals index fichiers niche.jpg. That's weird. Let me see if I can take a look at this JPEG in another tab. So this file doesn't exist. Oh, so no wonder was it doesn't display anything. There's nothing. That file doesn't exist, and this directory doesn't exist either. Index fichiers. That's weird. Huh. Okay. So something tells me there's going to be something waiting at the bottom of this page, because there's no reason to leave so much blank space over here in the source code. So it says, if your eye was sharper, you would see everything in motion, lol. I don't know what this means. If your eye was sharper, you would see everything in motion. So this is our first little mystery of the box. I hope this isn't too much of a CTF box. I like it when boxes are more realistic, but every once in a while you're solving some CTF, some real CTF type stuff. Okay. If your eye was sharper, you would see everything in motion. So this directory doesn't exist. And this file doesn't exist. Let's see if this file exists on the in the root directory. Okay, so it exists. It exists. It says, I'm Nietzsche Beachy. I'm Nietzsche Beachy. Oh, that's great. That's great. Tommy66Wow says, hey, hello, Tommy66Wow, nice to see you here. And let's welcome you in with some Nyancat. There you go. Okay, so obviously we want to investigate this JPEG image. So we're just going to copy the image link and then download it using wget. I'm Nietzsche Beachy. Okay, we've downloaded this file. What are we working on today? Cybernetic Tensei says, I'm Rick Nietzsche Bizichi. Man, that's great. Let's, we're currently working on this box over here. It's called it's Superhuman, right? Let me look this up. Superhuman. There you go. This is the box we're working on right now. So the Nietzsche.jpg. First of all, we should probably look at it using EXIF tool. So we're gonna. Okay, so we've got ads coming up in a minute. As usual, when we're doing ads, we're going to be taking a bird break, and we're going to wait until the ads finish before we continue. So nothing interesting in the EXIF tool data over here. Let's take a look at the strings. So we're just going to run strings on this JPEG over here. Let's make sure that the strings that are returned are at least 10 characters long. Oh, how about 8 characters long? Okay. The only thing we found on this challenge so far is I'm Nietzsche BG. I wonder if this is a directory in the application as well. So how do you spell Beachy? Okay, that directory doesn't exist. Huh. So what about some foremost on Nietzsche? What about some binwalk on Nietzsche? So it doesn't look like there's any embedded data inside this file over here. So I really hope this is not steganography because I hate steganography. Oh, we've got ads running on Twitch right now, so we're just going to run our bird break. Here you go. You can watch the birds. I can have a little drink of water, and we'll be back in about a minute. About 30 seconds more. I really appreciate being able to share these bird videos because it really reminds me of what the weather was like when back in the summer when it was nice and warm. It is pretty bleak outside right now, but at least there's no snow. Okay, we're ending our break just about now. Okay, so we've got Nietzsche.jpg and we've got Beachy. Aside from that, I don't know. Cyberner Dante says, I would love 1.5 feet of snow right about now. What if you run the pick through steganography tools? I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that. But there's actually not too much else we can look at. So there's nothing. So let's see. Nikto didn't find anything. And Derb didn't find anything. And GoBuster, I'm pretty sure GoBuster didn't find anything either. But what was the GoBuster? It was over here, right? Yeah. So I'm just gonna run the GoBuster again. I'll start doing steganography in another tab. So, what was the tool? The tool was Steghide. Steghide info, okay, on Nietzsche. Try to get information about embedded data. Sure, let's do that. Enter passphrase. Wait, are we supposed to put in the word beachy as the passphrase? B-T-G-E? Like this? Is that how you spell it? That would be funny if this was the actual passphrase. Okay, let's try it. I'm the pro. Yeah, well, I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional steganographer. Far from it. Okay, let's put in beachy. Cannot. How about just using the word Nietzsche? Nietzsche. Nope. How about superhuman? Superhuman. Okay, wasn't that either. How do they spell the word beachy again? B-I. How about I capitalize this and add the exclamation point? Okay, let's copy this and use this as the password. Okay, so the other thing we could do is we could try brute forcing Nietzsche's. We could assume that this is a user on the system, and then brute force their SSH password using something like Hydra. So let's try that out. So we're going to Hydra to brute force Nietzsche's password, and the password list we're going to use is going to be good old rocku.txt, and we're going to do SSH on this IP address over here. Okay, let's give it a go. Friedrich Wilhelm Nietzsche was a German classical scholar, philosopher, and critic of culture who became one of the most influential of all modern thinkers. He began his career as a classical philologist before turning to philosophy. Okay, that's a lot of information. But Nietzsche was a philosopher. All I know about Nietzsche is a philosopher, and he said that God was dead. And that was his famous quote. But anyways, we're going to leave this brute forcing... in the background. And we could try logging in as Nietzsche with the beachy... with the beachy password. What was it? Beachy, right? Like this. Let's try. I'm going to create a password list. So nano pass.txt. Caesar3 says try stegseek with Rocku maybe. I hope this isn't CTFE thing or Ubermensch. Ubermensch. I don't think the we usually use like umlauts in our passwords. So how about beachy? How about beachy with an exclamation point? How about beachy with the capital B? How about beachy with the capital B and an exclamation point? How about superhuman? How about Ubermensch, which is German for Superman? What else? Friedrich? Friedrich? How about just Nietzsche? How about Nietzsche that is capitalized? I think, okay. This is a good start. We can try brute forcing using these passwords as well. Password 1234. I'm pretty sure it's Well, okay. You can't be sure. How about God is dead? Purifier Phoenix. That's a good guess as well. So God is dead, or God is dead with an exclamation point. Add that to the list. Thank you very much for that suggestion, Purifier Phoenix. So we're not having any success with this stuff over here, but so let's try another SSH over here with the custom password list. So the custom password list was pass.txt. As how do you spell Nietzsche again? Okay, so could not connect, socket connection reset by peer. So have I is it not letting me log in anymore? Okay, let's turn this off. Let's turn this off. Let's try this one. Okay, so looks like none of these work. And let's do Hydra R to resume this session. Oh, doesn't work. Okay. Well, let's keep on banging on this thing then, because there's nothing else for us to investigate. We ran our GoBuster scan, and we didn't find anything except for index.html. We could start looking for more JPEGs or PNGs. So let's look for PNGs, JPEGs, JPEG, GIF. I think these are all the... So we're just going to look for these image files over here. These ones didn't work. Okay, so we can do more steganography. I could try hitting the file with stegseek. Right. Where is stegseek? Do I have it installed? Stegseek? Okay, so it's not installed. I can install it pretty easily. So how do we run stegseek? So stegseek crack a stego file using a word list. This is the default mode. Okay. So seed crack a steg file by attempting all embedding patterns. This mode can be used to detect a file encoded by steghide. In case the file was encoded without encryption, this mode can even recover the embedded file. So positional arguments crack word list output.txt. Okay, let's copy this. We want to do which ones? Color filters. Where are the color filters? When you say color filters, do you mean this mode right here? Anyways, let's stegseek crack. How do you spell that? Nietzsche.jpg, okay. And then the word list, so this is going to be good old Good old RockU. And the output file, let's not do an output file. Actually, maybe we should do an output file. The output file will be stegseek.txt. Okay. So let's let that run for a little bit. Cyberner Dante says stegseek image jpeg / wordlist.txt. Could not find a valid response. Whoa, that was really fast. It ran through the entire rocku.txt. I guess that's the advantage of doing could not find a valid passphrase. Maybe we should do this other mode instead. Crack a stego by attempting all embedding patterns. This mode can be used to detect a file encoded by steghide. In the case the file was encoded without encryption, this will even recover the embedded file. Okay, let's try the stegseek is 100% faster than stegcracker. So let's try the seed mode and see if it does any better. Okay, so this is going to take a little longer, but let's hope we get some good results from it. So still not finding anything with SSH, brute force. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna look at the notes over here. I wonder if this is a typo or if this is intentional. I have no idea. Okay, so still working on that. Still working on that. Caesar 3, try bigger word list for GoBuster. Yeah, we could try a bigger word list for GoBuster. Okay, we've got GoBuster. So there's directory3 medium.txt. Directory list. Is there a large one? Let's see if we can find a bigger one. So let's see, medium, small, lowercase. Okay, I think we can find another word list in sec lists. So locate sec lists, and we're going to look for big or large. So let's see, discovery web content big.txt. How about directory list 2.3 big.txt? Okay. Let's get rid of all this. And let's look for a bunch of other stuff. So PHP, TXT, HTML, zip, back. Okay, let's see if we're able to find anything. This is going to take a long time, but we've got a lot of time. We've got nothing but time because we don't have any other leads. We're still trying to bang on the SSH brute force. Wasn't able to find anything from stegseek. Log.back. Wait, was it there? So let's go back to the web page. Actually, wait. Let me try accessing the web page with curl. Sometimes speed it up with threads. So right now we're running how many threads? We're running 10 threads right now. Okay, let's try 16 threads. Actually, let's try 20 threads and see if it Okay. What else? Let's try curl. So curl. Sometimes when you look at stuff in curl, it's you can pick up on some details, like let's see. So etag server. What? Oh, there's this word too. Fishers, index fishers. I wonder if that could be, that might be a password, right? So this right here, fishers. Let me copy this. Let's try just neat. I'm getting pretty good at spelling Nietzsche's name. 100299. That is not the password. Well, let's get out of here. We could also try steg hide with that word. Nope, that's not the word. I wonder what this is associated with Nietzsche. So let's look that up. Files. Files? This is the German word for files? This is French? Why is there a third language being introduced? We've got English, we've got German, and then there's French. Let's see. Is that a directory path in the URL, maybe? So this doesn't exist. Index files. So I guess index files Nietzsche.jpg. And the reason, if we take a look at the web page itself, this doesn't load up because this file path doesn't exist. So that's why we see just a blank page when we look over here. So when I tried force browsing over to this directory, nothing happened either. So the requested URL was not found on this server. So there's no way this could be. Could this be? Should I search inside of this file path? I could. What about files per the translation that you found? So the translation is just index files. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try GoBuster again. But this time I'm going to GoBuster inside of this subdirectory and see if I can find anything. So let's see, PHP, HTML, zip, what else? Back, bin, back, txt, JPEG, PNG. Oh. Gotta get rid of this. Okay, index features. I can't speak French. I don't know. What about the path? Right, the path that we found. Right. So we're looking inside the path that we found. to see if anything exists in here. So that's going to take a while as well. Nothing super relevant here so far. Just fuzzing the web root. This is still running. Wasn't able to find anything here. This is a real puzzle box. If your eye was sharper, you would see everything in motion lol. If your eye was sharper. What could this possibly mean? We're looking in here. Wait, which endpoint is this? So we haven't found anything inside this subdirectory. So what's left? We've got the Nietzsche.jpg over here. Let me open it up. Maybe there's something. Oops, here. There you are, Nietzsche. You philosopher. I'm Nietzsche, Beachy. Okay, maybe we can take a look at the image again with strings. Maybe there's something I missed. So exif tool. As far as I know, there's nothing suspicious here. And let's just run strings on this thing. Is that not how you spell it? Oh, I needed T. Let's get everything that is over 6 characters. That's still a lot of stuff. Actually, it's not all that much. FTL noises are too good. Yeah, that's why we play them. Young Sweezy 19, welcome to the stream. And let's give you some Nyan Cat if you're into retro sound. Okay. Is there anything else we can try out with Nietzsche.jpg? Still running. Still going. Thank you very much for following, Young Sweezy19. Thank you very much, and welcome to the HackerFrogs. Hope you enjoy your stay here. Okay, so passwords over here. There's no web app. There's no web app to interact with. This is not going anywhere good so far. Maybe I should do some parameter fuzzing. But then again, we're not dealing with the PHP page. We're dealing with an HTML page. And, well, maybe we could do some parameter fuzzing anyways. So TG Artist says, "How's it going, friend? It's having a heck of a time with this box. There doesn't seem to be very much to investigate here." But if anybody's wondering which box we're doing the Superhuman box from hackmyvm.eu, which can be located over here. Tommy C06, no worries. You didn't miss anything because we're still stuck. Let's see. What else could we do? So we could try we could do parameter fuzzing. So I usually use FFUF. And so we've got an ad coming up in just a little bit, but let's do parameter fuzzing on index.html. We're going to fuzz it, and we're going to get test as the parameter word. Okay, so we need to filter on the file size, 658. So they all came back 658. We could also curl for a couple of other ones too. So this would be index.html, parameter. What does fuzz do? So fuzzing is basically trying out every possible option for a particular position. So basically when we're talking about fuzzing for a parameter name, let me demonstrate. Well, let me, okay. So we're fuzzing for potential parameter names. So we're going to test out this endpoint over here, index.html, and we're going to put in a parameter name. And this program over here, FFUF, is going to put in every word in a really big word list over here. And it's going to test each one of these to see if it gives a different result when we put in a particular word in this place. So that's what fuzzing is. When we're talking about fuzzing web directories, what we're doing over here is we're trying to find out whether or not directories exist by inserting directory names in here and trying out all of those directory names. All right, so Ryan Palmisano, thank you very much. Anyways, there are ads running on Twitch right now, so we're going to take a little break and we're going to watch some birds. So let's see. How about this one? This one reminds me of winter over here. So I'm just going to have a little sip of water. Please enjoy the birds. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was muted. Okay, so TG Artist, you said that I was muted because I mute every time I take a drink and I forgot to unmute. That's my bad. Okay, so Cyberner Dante says I don't see ads, but I don't think I'm subscribed to you. It's probably, do you use an ad blocker? Cyberner Dante, please let us know. TG Artist, please let us know if you're talking about a hint for this challenge or for another challenge. Are you trying to give me a hint? Because I'm not too sure why you would use Zor. I'm not too sure where you would get the clue to use Zor. Because, well, I mean, if there was any kind of clue like that, I didn't see it, unfortunately. But this is still running. Cyberner says, I turned the ad blocker off, actually. Let's see. TG Artist says, another challenge on HackerOne. Oh, okay. You're not talking about this challenge. You're talking about trying to run GoBuster command to find a flag on Zor. Hint is Zor. What kind of, why don't you send the link to the challenge, TG Artists? And maybe we can take a quick look at it. Because I've kind of hit a wall on this particular challenge. Not that we're giving up. Web and crypto type CTF. Okay. What? Notes tips.txt exists? Alright, I guess we need to take a look at this. The only reason we saw this was because we used the bigger directory list. So I guess we can go ahead and see if this is an actual hint. Oh god, what the hell is this? So this seems to be some sort of cryptography. If anybody can guess at what kind of encryption this is, or encoding, let us know. You know what? I'm just going to feed this to ChatGPT and see what it thinks. What encryption or encoding method could this be? So Ryan Palmisano says, can't you copy and paste that into CyberChef? Yeah, we can try using CyberChef as well. I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT to see if it can identify anything in here first. Okay, its appearance, which includes a mix of special characters, uppercase, and lowercase letters and numbers, suggests it could be custom or obfuscated encoding. So, does this make sense if we... What the hell is this? Custom or obfuscated encoding, base64 or variant. So this is not base64. ASCII-based cipher, hex encoded binary data. Symmetric encryption output, program-specific encoding. Okay, so Tommy C6 says, I know the answer. I'm going over this in class, but I don't know exactly which one. Oh, interesting. You're doing your unit on encryption right now. Let me try CyberChef. So cyberchef.io. Let's put this thing in, and just for fun, let's just do magic and have it try to interpret this for us. So it wasn't able to determine anything by magic. How about intensive mode? Cipher identification on decode FR will try to guess. Okay, decode.fr. Decode.fr. Right. Okay, let's try that. Decode.fr. So this is a fairly popular cryptography website, just in case anybody doesn't know about it. And let's do the English version, please. Which tool are we using? It's in French. Well, you can switch it over to English. It's not a big problem. So there is a cipher identifier. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that. We're going to paste in the ciphertext, and we're going to analyze. Oh, okay. So it thinks this is ASCII 85 encoding. Purifier Phoenix says you missed it. Did I miss it? Right side cipher identifier. Right. So right side cipher identifier. You know what? I'm probably gonna be using this in the future. But let's take a look at what it is in ASCII 85 encoding. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to that page. We're just going to paste this in, and we're going to decrypt. Did it get anything? What? Is this a poem? Okay, so it was ASCII 85 encoding. So let's see. Verothius says, I've been hearing a lot of banter on SCP not being as great these days. Verothius, I think OSCP is beginning to lose a bit of the market share as far as how useful it is when for human resources. I've heard a little bit about other certifications becoming more popular, but they're still not as popular as OSCP. So I would still say that OSCP is a pretty good certification. Caesar3 says hack the box. Yeah, the hack the box certification is really good. Just in case anybody doesn't know about it, hack the box. What is it called? PNPT? Is it called? What is the certification called? CJ. Let's just look at the certifications. This one over here, CPTS. So if anybody's interested in taking a look at these certifications, here you go. But Verothius, what's your what position are you in? Are you a cybersecurity student? Are you working in tech right now? Are you trying to get into cybersecurity? Because we're all about trying to help people get into cybersecurity over here. Okay, so Salome doesn't want me. I'm so sad. I'm sure God is dead. I drank 6 liters of Polleners. Too drunk. Lol. I'll write her a poem, and she'll desire me. I'll try it. I'll name it Salome and something I don't know. I must not forget to save it and put a good extension because I do not have much storage. Caesar3 says, but as you said, maybe in the future it will become more popular. Tommy C6, the redeem is actually hack the planet, all one word. Why don't you give it a try again? So just redeem, and it's hack the planet, all one word, no spaces. So let me save this message over here.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet!
Shut up and get in.
Hack the planet. Okay, so we got this this stuff over here. Let's save the translated note. Okay. And thank you very much for the redeem, Tommy C06. So we were taught. So that was the ASCII 85. I think it was called 85, right? ASCII 85 encoding. So I guess this is ASCII with a bunch of special characters. But actually, let's look it up on Wikipedia real quick. ASCII 85. So what is this? So ASCII 85, otherwise known as base 85, is a form of binary to text encoding. Okay, so 5 ASCII characters to represent 4 bytes of binary data. So characters used by the encoded text are, so it's basically, it's base 64 plus a bunch of special characters. And the special characters are these ones, plus these ones over here. Okay, that's pretty cool. Bobby Mac says, I've never seen it, it's pretty wild. How did you determine it was ASCII 85? I didn't determine it was ASCII 85. I just used a tool out there to identify potential ciphers. It was over at this website over here. So let's see. So this page over here, it has a cipher identifier. And you can basically go to this page and you can paste in some ciphertext, and it'll try to determine what kind of encryption or encoding is being used. It's pretty cool. Yeah, no, I learned something every day. So who told me about this? The cipher identifier. Was it Caesar 3? Or was it somebody else? Ah, right, it was Caesar 3. Thank you very much, Caesar 3. Adding that to the toolbox. Yeah, I think so. Alistair on his radio says, I did something to my computer. I did something to my computer? What did you do? Alistair in his radio? Let us know. So let's see. We've got 45 minutes to solve this box, and that's going to be my hard cutoff. And I must not forget to save it and put a good extension because I do not have much storage. Good extension because I do not have much storage. So we're talking about some sort of compression, right? So what extensions are about compression? Compression. So what we want to do is we're going to look for zip, tar, gz. What are some other extensions that we could use for compression? And we have to use the large word list. So the large word list is here. Zip, BZ2, yeah, those are good ones. Thank you very much, Bobby Mac. Let's add those to the list. So it's GZ, no, it's 7-zip, BZ2. So are there any hipster ones? 7-zip, okay. Let me ask ChatGPT for a little list. Provide a list of file extensions or compressed files on Linux. Common ones. RAR, right. I've used RAR files myself. Let's add that to the list. RAR. And what do we got from ChatGPT? GZ, BZ2, XZ. Okay, we can add XZ. Zip, 7-zip, tar.gz, tar.bz2. It's probably not going to be one of these double-barreled ones, but ZST. Okay, let's try this one, ZST. Oh, thank you very much for redeeming the frog song. Thank you very much, Tommy C06. Let's see. Okay, so Alice Turner's Radio says, if my phone is not active in the past 2 hours, my computer will recognize that, and if one of my friend texts or tries to call me, my computer will run an AI that will basically talk to my friends for me and warn them that I'm not there. Okay. Did you read what I did to my computer? I've read it now. Thank you very much. So, what is wrong with your computer? And so what you're saying is that you wrote some sort of program that that tells your friends that you're not at the phone, that you're not available to. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's. Thanks. Thank you very much for the update. Let's try running this and see if we can find anything with the big. Actually, let's give it some extra threads because that's a lot of. That's a lot of extensions we give it. So Alistair says, it works just fine. I just wanted to tell you, I coded the thing myself, and it sounds a lot like me. Oh, are you talking about the voice? So thank you very much for following on Twitch, King X274 exclamation point. King X. Why don't I call why don't I call you King X? Thank you very much for following on Twitch. Have a Nyan Cat there. This is one of my favorite old memes. Here you go. Okay, so we're running the GoBuster right now, trying to find these compressed files. LocalCan says try saving on printing. To save on printing QRFs. I'm not too sure what QRFs are. King X, no problem. Looking for cybersecurity streamers. Yeah, so if you're looking for cybersecurity streamers, there's a whole list of them over on this website over here. Just let me grab it real quick. It is infosecstreamers.com. And this is a list of a lot of different cybersecurity streamers. Let's see, Tommy C6 says, before too long you're going to need some mods. Well, depends on how many people show up at the same time. So this is the list of cybersecurity streamers who are online right now. So we've got myself and Hackerman and Cyber Warrior Studios. So we've got the associated Twitch sites and YouTube sites. And this is a list of all of the... Well, it's not all. It's just a bunch of cybersecurity streamers. In case you were looking for more of them. There you go. Alistair says, AI will only text, but if a friend of mine saved as a contact tries calling or texting the computer, we'll start up the AI, and the AI will say the computer name, and they say its message like, oh, I'm not here, and it will give it a command like talk, and we'll start a conversation with them to keep them entertained while I'm away from the phone. Let's see. So, TG Artist says the CTF I was talking about. Caesar C3 says, I think it was about the poem and not the word list, because the writer said he'll write something to Salome or whatever. Kira GDX says, can we get that list? Can we get that list? Well, are you talking about the InfoSec streamers? Because they're over at this link over here. So CTF. So TG artist, I don't see. You can link. You can send links in here. I'm pretty sure. Tommy C06. I need to stream my journey through classes. Well, if you wanted to start up a live stream on Twitch or somewhere else, then go. I mean, I'm sure lots of people want to find out what cybersecurity students are learning. Yeah, but we've got that running in the background. I don't think we're going to be brute forcing SSH with the Nietzsche character, the user rather. So maybe I'm gonna stop that. Okay, so Tommy says I only have one, but I only stream World of Warcraft. Well, I mean, if you want to use the same channel, then I mean that's fine. You can change up your content. Okay, so we were talking about the poem, right? Caesar 3 is trying to get me to stay on task. Okay. Salome doesn't want me. I'm so sad. I'm sure God is dead. So is this Nietzsche? Because Nietzsche says God is dead. I drank 6 liters of Paul Lenner. Too drunk. I'll write her a poem and she'll desire me. I'll name it Salome and I don't know. I must not forget to save it and put a good extension because I don't have much storage. So it would be Salome and something. So the name of the file would be Salome and something. And I have to... So yeah, it looks like we're looking for a hidden file named Salome, probably on the server somewhere. So we need to fuzz. We need to fuzz and find the endpoint. And it has to be... It's going to be a compressed file. So it's going to be .tar or .zip or something. Salome and... What is this word going to be? So Salome and Nietzsche? Salome and Nietzsche.tar? Or Salome and Nietzsche.zip? So what is this alcohol? Is this alcohol polymer? I don't know too much about booze. I only know that it gets you drunk. How about this thing? Polliner is a German brewer. Okay. Oh, okay. So this points more at so Nietzsche, right? It's got to be Nietzsche. So Salome and Nietzsche. Hashcat says, I came late to the party. What are you working on today? So we're working on a very CTF box. It's called Superhuman, and you can find it over at this URL right over here. So I'm just gonna guess that it's gonna be Salome and Nietzsche.zip, and well, no, not .zip. It's gonna be .something, right? So Salome and Nietzsche. Let's use FFUF. So FFUF. We're going to do Salome and Nietzsche. Is that how you spell Nietzsche? Damn it. I can't. Nietzsch. I can't spell German, guys. .fuzz. Okay, and then the word list. We're going to make up a little custom word list. Let's see. Caesar 3 says we need to find those two. They're 2 wildcard characters? Okay. So they're two wildcard characters. It's not going to be Nietzsche. Salome and how about Salome and me? This would make sense. And let's make up a little word list. It's going to be tar or zip or whatever. Where was it? This is the list over here. So I'm going to make up the list. Where are we? Extension. Extensions.txt. Okay, so these are the different compression extensions we're going to try. Okay, and then Tommy says, could you just search for any with the name of Salome? Still missing the S. Still missing the S. Where are we? Extensions.txt. Okay, so Salome and me.fuzz. Oh, zip. Zip came back. Okay, Salome and me.zip. Great, 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 great. It works. We found it. You already changed the name to me. So that was just a guess. The guess was that it was going to be Salome and me because it's 2 letters, right? So Salome and me.zip. Let's go ahead and download this file. So we're just going to do... Actually, we're just going to do curl, right? Actually, we'll do wget. Okay, we got ads going on right now. And so since we're doing ads, we're going to watch the birds. How about the bully bird? I love the bully bird. Where are we? Here we go. Okay, enjoy, guys. Thank you very much for following Lashbrook on Twitch. Thank you very much. Huh, the ads are over already. Anyways, Lashbrook, let me give you let me give you a redeem. How about some Hack the Planet?
Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Shut up again!
This is one of my favorite clips. The birds are bullying each other, but it's very cute. Let me put these guys away. Okay, so we managed to find the Salome and me.zip file. So all we need to do is we need to unzip this. I hope it's not password protected because we've already dealt with a lot of stuff on this challenge already. So unzip Salome and me. It's got a password. Okay. So Salome and me, incorrect password. Salome and me.txt. I think I read about some sort of brute force that we can do. It's got to be in the poem, the password. So okay, well, let me copy the note.txt, and we're going to call this notelist.txt. And then let's okay, let's make each one of these I think maybe we should pay attention to the important words, but I don't know. Yeah, I think we should only pay attention to the important words. Let's just try this. Zip to John. Yeah, we can try zip to John, of course. We're gonna try this as a list. We're gonna zip to John the zip file. So zip to John. This is gonna be called salome.hash. Salome. And this file is called I can't spell today. Okay. Caesar3 says, I'm bad at web pen testing and planning to start solving some labs on Portswiggers. Any advice, please? Yeah, web pen testing, labs on Portswigger. Definitely. Well, I mean, you obviously know where the labs on Portswigger are. I assume you have some version of Burp Suite. Most of the challenges on Portswigger require Burp Suite. Cybernerd Dante is he does a lot of web pen testing stuff. Do you have any suggestions for our friend on YouTube, Caesar3? So Cybernerd Dante is on Twitch, Caesar3 is on YouTube, but maybe we can cross the platform divide. It'd be also great an achievement. But yeah, well, as far as solving labs over at Portswigger is concerned, I would take a lot of notes. Take a lot of notes. Maybe what else? Take a lot of notes, go through the labs slowly, and take a look at write-ups after you're finished. Don't feel bad about looking at write-ups if you're really stuck, but definitely give it a good try before looking up the answers. So Tommy C06, did you see that they got Doom to run in a PDF? Can you link the article? Thank you very much. Alistair says my tablet just restarted, so I don't know what the heck happened. So we found a zip file, and now we're trying to see if we can crack the hash. So I've got a pretty hard time limit. We've got about 25 minutes to solve this box before I have to get the heck out of here. So let's do John to crack the thing, and it's going to be salome.hash. And for the word list, it's going to be notelist.txt. Okay, didn't find it. So we're just going to try good old we're going to do good old rockyou.txt. It was just thank you very much, Tommy, for the Reddit link over here. Let's take a look. Let's see. Alistair News Radio, did you see Wa? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay, so this is a PDF file. Oh, it looks like... Huh, this is... This is great. Okay. So for anybody who doesn't see the link, I'll provide the link in to all the chats. There you go. This is some fun right here. Doom PDF. Maybe we can try running this on the stream for fun a little bit later. Alice News Radio said, "Did you see what I said before my tablet restarted?" Let's see. Let me take a look. My tablet restarted. Alistair said, "I just looked at what the AI said to one of my friends, and what did it say to one of your friends?" I didn't see the message after that. Okay. Caesar 3. Lastly, each lab is a solution. Right. So you can look up any of the solutions for the labs, and that's one of the good things about Portswigger Academy labs, is that if you're stuck, you can go ahead and take a look at the answers, and they're right there. So let's go back to solving this. To this thing. So we're gonna unzip the file, Salome and me, and the password is gonna be turtle. And let's take a look at this txt file. What? Great poem. This is such a memey box. What the heck? What the heck? Let's see. Summer Dante. Okay. Enough distractions. My name is Fred, and tonight I'm sad, lonely, and scared because my love Salome prefers Schopenhauer. I hate him because he's stupid, ugly, and a peephole. My darling, I offered you a great switch, and now you reject my love. Great. And I don't give. I'll go with another lady, and she'll call me baby. Okay, well, I'm gonna try making a word list out of these out of this poem over here, and then I'll try to see if this is one of the passwords. Okay. Tommy C6, he knows my ex. No comment. Anyways, let's make a little word list out of Salome and me. Nano, Salome. Actually, let's copy it first. Copy Salome and me .txt, and we're gonna call this poem list.txt, and then we're going to edit it. So what are the words? What are the keywords we want to pull out of this? Let's see. Fred. How about lonely? Scared? And how about Salome as one of the, I don't know who this person is. This is it's so cringe. Yeah, the poem's pretty cringe. Peephole? We have to embrace the cringe if we want to solve this challenge. I don't know. I don't know what else could be. Anyways, let's try this list. Okay, Alistair says, my friend knows I'm pretty good with tech, and he wanted malware, and my AI got him to not want it. Sorry there, Alistair. Sometimes I have trouble keeping up with the messages. But great to see that your AI is working and it's helping your friends out. So let's try Hydra again with Nietzsche, and we're gonna use the custom word list we created here. It's gonna be what? Poemlist.txt. I'm hoping it works, because if it doesn't, it'd be very sad. Arthur Schopenhauer is a German philosopher, so something related to this. Didn't find anything here. Maybe we could try using these words in GoBuster? So where is my GoBuster tab? Here we go. So we're going to try using the word lists that we created. So it's just going to be Alistair and his radio taken off. Okay, so see you next time, Alistair and his radio, and have a hack the planet for the road. Hope you have a great rest of your night.
Hack the planet!
Hack the planet.
Shut up again!
Okay, so this is called Poem. That's Poem List. Poem. Okay, didn't find anything with the poem list. What's the music? So this is music from FTL, and it's a great little game. If you're looking for this playlist in particular, you can probably let me grab the FTL music playlist. Just a second. Let's see, where is... how do I copy this list? Copy link address. So, Diego Calmont, here we go. This is the list for that I'm listening to right now. Okay, so yeah, man, that poem didn't go anywhere. I'm gonna have to... let's see. Let's take a look at the poem one more time. Salome. Okay, so what can we do this? Schopenhauer. Maybe Nietzsche's username is not Nietzsche. Maybe Nietzsche's username is Fred. Maybe he's not Nietzsche. Maybe he's Fred on the system. So instead of using the username Nietzsche, we'll use the name Fred, and we'll use the same poem list. Got it. Got it. We're in. Okay. Fred at... this. Why would you use the name of your hated enemy as your password? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, we gotta summon Scary Hacker Voice Man to celebrate. Just a second. Scary Hacker Voice Man, come out! Scary Hacker Voice Man. Hey, it's me, Scary Hacker Voice Man. Scary Hacker Voice Man comes out every time we break into a server, and oh my god, what the CTF BS was all this stuff? about Nietzsche and Salome and unrequited love and being an incel and all sorts of other BS. I've never come across such a CTF box in a really long time. But anyways, you decided to use the name of your hated enemy as your password, huh, Fred? Well, maybe you knew about the security risks, or maybe you accepted the risks. But anyways, you accepted the risks. And now we're in. Okay, well, now we're in. Let's see, Caesar 3, thank you very much for GG's. Okay. Yeah, well, we're not done yet, but Bobby Mac and Cybernerd Dante, thank you very much for the words of encouragement. Defi Devs Unlocked, thank you very much. I'm here to learn. Well, we're just 500k bits to unlock a face reveal. Well, I don't know what to say. If you really wanted to know what the why is this so troll? Why is this so troll? Anyways, yeah, if you really want to know what my face looks like, you could probably do some OSINT and find out. It's not actually all that difficult. Anyways, let's try. I hate this box. Okay, so what prompted? Anyways, import pty.spawn bin bash. Okay, so we're in let's see, Defi Devs Unlocked. I want to know what your brain looks like. Well, Nietzsche is a troll confirmed. Thank you. Jeez. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, let's now. Okay. So we're now working inside a Python terminal. So hopefully, yeah. What? Every time we do ls, it tries to close our connection. Every time we do ls, it tries to close our connection. Okay, so there's Fred. Command alias. You can try. Oh, alias, yeah. Alias. We don't have any aliases here. So ls equals ls color equals auto. Well, we could do an alias, right? We could make our own alias. Okay, so how do we set up aliases? I've only got 10 minutes to solve the box. And we still have some BS to work through. Let's see. Linux alias setup. Okay, so it's going to be alias and then short name and then custom command. Okay, so we're going to alias ls into ls equals ls-la like this. Okay. It didn't work. LS has a new name? WTF. LS command has a new name? WTF. Okay, well... sudo, there's no sudo. Okay. What is the directory? It's Fred. So if we go to home, and then we... Fred. The name WTF, right? Okay. So the name is, well, it's not WTF. But anyways, let's figure out if we can let's find some SUID binaries. Actually, maybe we can look in the op directory. Nope. How about let's check out the website. We've got the Nietzsche JPEG, we've got the index.htp, we got the notetips.txt, salamine.zip. So find okay, so what do we have? We have the mdecrypt get device, SSH key sign. This is all pretty normal stuff. So I'm not too sure where to go from here. Let's take a look at what's running on the system right now. So you've got, this looks normal. Oh, we should probably take a look at the cron jobs. So cron tab L. No cron tab, but let's take a look at the cron tab. Okay. Gotta go early. Cybernerd Dante, a great stream and have a great night. Okay, thank you very much, Cybernerd Dante, for being around. Let's give you a Hack the Planet for the road.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet!
Have a great night, and see you next time. Okay, so we should probably download PSpy to figure out what is running on the box. PSpy over here. We can just download this. I'm on a bit of a... Let's wget this thing. Actually, I probably can't write here. Ooh. Actually, I can write here. All right. Let's chmote this. And then run peace. Local Ken says no Snickers for you. No Snickers. Command alias, right? Okay, so what are we doing? So pspy 64, and we're going to pipe that out to spy.txt, and we're going to run that as a process. Okay, so we just need to keep an eye out for any possible new things that are being run. 5 minutes until I gotta go. Let's see. What else could we check right now? Was it SS to see what connections we have? So port... Okay, so these are the TCP ports. There's only port 22? No. There's SSH running. There are no other TCP ports that are open over here. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at spy.txt and see if anything else is run. Nothing else is run. Okay, so this is the top level directory. Actually, there might be something in Fred's So the bash history has been deleted. Bash logout, command.txt, profile. There's something in the .local directory here. Maybe I should check it out. There's a shared directory in there. Nano? There's nothing here. Why does it take up so much room? Let's see. Ads coming up in just a little bit. Maybe I should start. Maybe I should start. I should start wrapping up now, because I don't see how I'm solving this in the next 3 minutes or so, and I have to go and attend a social event in just a little bit. But hey, thank you very much to everybody for showing up today. I'll probably upload linpeas.sh and do a privilege escalation check on this after I get back from my social engagement. But thank you very much to all the great chatters today. Well, there were so many great people who stopped in to say hi. Great friends like Cybernerd Dante and Tommy C06, Local Ken, and Bobby Mack, and let's see, Defy Devs Unlocked, Caesar3, and let's see, who else? Diego Calmont, Alistair and his radio, of course, and many others. We're gonna find somebody who we can raid. So let's go ahead and go over to infosecstreamers.com and choose somebody you can raid. So we've got Hackerman Live. That's a great name. Let's see if they're in a good position to accept a raid. But who else do we have here? Bobby Mack, take care. Well, we've got ads. Great. Hackerman is doing chess, so they're not doing hacking stuff. So let's check out the other person who's on. The other person who's on is Security Live. Let's see. So, okay, Security Live is doing a quick update. They've been online for about 30 minutes or so, and hopefully they're going to be doing some security stuff. So we've got ads running right now, so we're just going to... So everybody, we're going to be back on Monday. And we've got Security Live over here. Great. We're going to raid them. If you could leave this message over here, that would be great for a raid message. It's going to be OS Frog, and then frog, and then hip hop hack, and then frog, and then OS Frog, like this. Yeah, thank you very much, Caesar3. Yeah, I really appreciate having you here, giving us some good advice. But this is the raid message when we raid into Security Live, and the Security Live, it looks like they have a YouTube channel as well. Let's grab the YouTube link for Security Live. Maybe they're on YouTube as well. Copy the link for all of you YouTube people out there. Okay, everybody. So I'm gonna go and do some stuff with friends. But we're going to raid into Security Live. Let's do one last Hack the Planet for the road. All right, everybody, we're out for now, but we'll be back on Monday. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.